EA Sports, so proud to bring you continuing coverage of the world of golf. And today, we find ourselves on the rugged coastline of Carmel Bay at the legendary Pebble Beach Golf Links. Alongside Frank Novelo, I'm Rich Lerner, and partner, you and I have called a lot of rounds of golf through the years. I know there's always something that piques your interest. How about today?
Rich, every day brings you a chance to do something special. And when we get to sit in this perch, that's what I look for. And I don't want to see the head going down. I want to see that every single shot is a chance to do something special. That could be a chip. Maybe the chip goes in. Maybe it's a 30-footer that goes in. Maybe a drive gets rifled down the fairway. Do something special. And a good approach shot, just not quite as close as what you'd like, but still solid.
Iona Stephen is at the first green. This for birdie.
Yeah, and it would be easy to leave this one short because we're going back up that hill with just the slightest bit of movement from left to right.
Yep, not bad. Had to put a little extra into that one, but got it there. That's a pretty good effort. Oh, well, gotta hope that's not a harbinger of things to come. So an inauspicious start. The missed par putt from close range leads to an opening five. 507-yard par five. Second is not the most picturesque nor the hardest hole here at Pebble Beach, but it is one where you want to focus, you want to assess the risk factors involved here, particularly on that second shot, and most definitely you want to come away here with a 4. If you don't, you feel like you left one out there. And that's going to play just fine. So after the early bogey, the response is a solid tee shot here at the second.
And that second shot on this par 5, it just came out too low, came out like a bullet. That first bounce, it wasn't going to stop. Second bounce wasn't going to stop, and just ran over the bar.
Okay, a good out, and that's what will remain for birdie. Good chance to make up for that bogey at the first. Oh, right by the hole. The longer putts, you don't mind as much. The short ones, they tend to sting. That's so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. Well, Frank, here we are at the third. Severe dog leg left, and I'm just curious how much of that dog leg the big hitters might think about chewing off.
Rich, the game has changed so much. If there's a hint of a breeze behind, I mean, really, have a crack at it with a driver. It's about 350 yards, really, to the front edge of the green. But if not, you've got to negotiate those 3 bunkers on the right side. And well, depending on what club you want to have to head off the tee, decide which one of those bunkers you want to aim at.
Oof. So a wayward tee shot and down to Noda.
And just a huge mistake with the ball finding the bunker down the right-hand side. And don't let the backdrop of that beautiful ocean fool you. This is a tough shot.
Oh, that took some guts too. That was a clean strike out of the fairway bunker. And to get it inside 10 feet, some doing.
That's going to slide on by. So that's in for bogey here at the third, +2 now for his round. Well, this is where Pebble Beach starts to look like Pebble Beach in all its glory and magnificent beauty. It's only 333 yards. Off the tee, you can hit driver, maybe make an eagle, knock it up on the green. We have seen guys do that. Or you can play it safe, long iron off the tee. Either way, you're thinking 3 at 4. Yeah, all about hitting the fairway here, and that is right where you want to be. The big drive got him here. Now a short one for his second. Ooh. I don't think we'll be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight, Frank, but all in all, that's not too bad.
Yeah, not bad, but not great, so not bad.
Oh, no, a lapse in concentration there. That'll cost him. So a second consecutive bogey here, and all of a sudden he's slid back to +3. We arrive now at the 189-yard par 3 called the New Fifth. Despite being redesigned by Jack Nicklaus late last century, safest play here is to the left center of the green. That's going to be on the putting surface, and a birdie look straight ahead. Nope. Disappointment there. He'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. It's a tremendous par 5 here, the 6th hole. Frank, you can plainly see Stillwater Cove on the right. Where do you want to put this tee shot?
When you look at that tee that you're on for a start, Rich, you're 20 yards above, so whatever you hit's going to go at least 20 yards further. So I look at that first bunker, 270, really only playing 250 yards, and then the fairway sloping towards the right. So even a 3-wood, some of the longer players, just something that hits around there, could even be a long iron, it's going to scoot forward. If you get 270 yards out of your tee shot, I mean, you can still reach this par 5 in 2.
Okay, pretty good shot right there. Didn't quite release all the way out after landing in the fairway, but still, chance for an up and down birdie at this par 5. This only about 5 feet for birdie. Yeah, that's a bit more like it. It's a birdie, and back to +2 now for the round. Well, this is the one you dreamed about, isn't it? Just a little baby wedge that kisses the clouds and drops softly on that tiny green here at the 7th. You and your maker, there's nothing better in the world than to be playing the 7th hole and playing it well here at Pebble Beach. Okay, that one average at best, and he'll have a fairly long putt coming up next. Okay, I'd call that an acceptable effort from that range. That, so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. We head now to the 416-yard 8th hole, one of the premier par 4s in golf. Fairway wood or long iron off the tee, giving way to a long approach over the cliffs. and a yawning chasm below. They call that position A. That's going to be right down the middle. From the fairway, let's go to Noda.
Beautiful tee shot, great position looking at this green, and there are no easy options here. You got bunkers up the left, bunkers on the right. You have balls that are going to find their way into the penalty area. Requires precision execution.
Oh, that is right on the precipice of going down. But I do believe it's going to stay out. Okay, so he's in there with a bogey for a disappointment here at the 8th. 2019 U.S. Open number 9 was the hardest hole on the golf course. Frank, give yourself certainly a good crack at 4 by hitting the fairway.
And that's all you wanted to do in 2019. It's fine to say all too, but having to hit the left side.
Maybe some frustrations taken out there after that last hole. That was a big swing, and it is going to be a big result. From the fairway, we check in with Noda.
Well, when you find your ball in the fairway at the 9th, you hit a great tee shot, one of the most difficult fairways to hit on the entire golf course, but now it opens up the opportunity to hit a great second.
Look here at birdie.
Yeah, and the break here from right to left is the main consideration. It's fairly flat overall. You've got to consider the line.
Okay, didn't quite get it there, but that's a decent effort. Okay, that's in for his par here at the 9th. And that's going to mean this is a 3/38 here on this front side. Starting the backside with a 444-yard par 4/10, the last in this stretch along Carmel Bay, offering the widest fairway at Pebble, feeding left to right toward the water. That's up the left side. No issues here. That is into the fairway. Frank, downhill shot here. Will he have to take it just a little bit easier?
Yeah, be careful with the ball position as well. If you play the ball too far forward and try and scoop it, it's not going to work. And safely on deck. That's the main thing, but from that distance, you really don't want to leave yourself like a knee knocker, like a 4 or 5 footer. So this first putt's going to have to be good.
That one just going to sneak on by. Disappointment there. He'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. Now we come to the 11th hole, and now the golf course heads up and inland, away from the water. Only 370 yards, best to be on the left side of the fairway. That will then open up the approach into what is one of the smaller greens here at Pebble Beach. Frank, on an uphill shot like this one, did you do anything differently in terms of your setup over the ball?
Yeah, I made sure the ball wasn't too far forward because on an uphill shot, there's always a struggle to get all your weight going forward.
Gonna have to give this a pretty good thump. That one kind of took off on him. That'll happen sometimes coming out of the bunker, and that scoots right on by. Good job to deaden it right by the hole, but he could not get it to go in. Okay, so that's one where you just want to bite that putter in half. A short miss on the green is going to lead to a three-putt double bogey. This 12th hole certainly not as famous as some of the other par 3s here at Pebble Beach, like number 7 or 17. But 12's a good one at 202 yards. Ideally, you want to work this right to left, just a baby draw, and try to get it to land softly because the green tends to be really firm. And this has been a problem all round long. Out of position again off the tee, as that is into the thick stuff.
"18 feet from the bottom of the cup."
That's disappointing. He misses the par putt, and he'll have this for bogey. You're always licking your chops when you stand on the tee at a par 3. He's just plain frustrated now, walking off with a bogey 4. The 13th here at Pebble Beach is sort of a forgotten hole. It's only 401 yards, a par 4, but I promise you'll remember it if you make a birdie here, and you'll have a good chance if you put it in the correct position off the tee. Yeah, that's a nice swing, and the result is going to be a tee shot that is set up just fine. From the fairway nota, this is second.
152 to the hole, sitting in the front left hole location.
This one looks right on point.
Well, that is a proper iron shot. Good full swing, too, and gets the result it deserves. Great shot.
Nope, that's not on target, and he just hasn't been able to make much happen here. That's so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. We arrive now at the 582-yard par 5 14th. It is one of the hardest holes on the PGA Tour, year in, year out. This is a bear.
Time's running out. Haven't seen too many good shots, so that one really stands out. See if you can make something with it this time.
So in the fairway, but a pretty good number to carry here for a second to the par 5. Well, just a good solid shot right there with that 3-wood, Frank.
That's an aggressive layup, really trying to force that 3-wood down and get it as close as possible to the green. That's two good shots if you can't reach the par 5.
And that reasonably well done there. He'll have that first par.
These short chips can get a little squirrely if you don't get them just right. And seeing I'm in the mood for grading, I give it a B+.
So that's in for his par, and so remain at +6 for his round.
Here at the 15th, a good drive, Frank, would be right down the middle. A bad drive would be on 17 Mile Drive. As scenic as it is, it's not where you want to be, is it? It's out of bounds.
Well, you can't afford to go right. You can't afford to pay for that real estate on the right either. So, yeah, anything down there. And fortunately, it's a downhill tee shot. I know there's sort of 5...
No fairway here, this one in that rough. See what he can do with this one, his second at the 15th. Just want to avoid the flyer lie coming out of that rough.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Yeah, good concentration there. That's a distance where a putt could get away, but that, in for a par. Now the heart begins to race a little bit because you know you're playing one of the greatest finishing stretches in the entire sport of golf. Starting with a 16th, it's only 400 yards. If you can carry that island bunker, you can jumpstart your run to the house with a birdie 3.
Now, it's in the first cut. There's always a little bit more grass around the ball that has to be factored in.
This now his second from just off the fairway.
It might have been perhaps a little conservative, but right in the heart of the green.
A birdie putt now at 16.
And these are putts he struggled to get the right speed all round long, and it's definitely led to some 3 putts. He has to be careful.
Hit a good putt there. Maybe didn't quite break as much as he wanted it to, and it leaks by to the right. Disappointment there. He'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. From Jack at the 1972 U.S. Open to Tom Watson, the same championship, 1982. A 182-yard par 3 penultimate hole at Pebble Beach has provided historical drama time after time. Solid shot, and sometimes solid throughout the round, will win the day. So now this, right around 25 feet for birdie. Boy, that's a good stroke. Just a fraction off target, but you can't get the speed any better than that. Well, he gave that birdie putt a good run, but par is all he'll have to show for it. Frank, you don't need to say a whole lot. 18T, Pebble Beach.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful finishing hole, Rich. 2 of my favorites really are this hole here, just looking at that tee shot, and the 18th at St. Andrews because of exactly where you are. But, you know, this hole, when you look at the water there, Stillwater Cove, it's so beautifully framed by the bunkers. And then when you start to look at the tee shot, you start to notice what the designer's done, just leaving the tree there in the middle of the fairway. So the decisions, do I play short, left, or right? And it's not the only tree on the hole, too, because that upcoming second shot, you have another tree short right to contend with. But if there's ever a hole you want a birdie to finish, this is the one.
Getting set now for his fourth shot from the bunker.
And just take the right amount of sand behind the ball. Don't want to get it too clean.
Oh, kind of bladed that one. Got it out, but it is now in the rough. Nah, might have stared at that one too long. Sometimes you just got to go with your gut. So a tough double bogey 7 here at 18. And that will make this an 8 over par round of 80. So yet another wonderful day at Pebble Beach. Though Frank, it's not finished yet, though the sun is